My name's Neil Nielsen. We've been working with ground builders on the landscaping project for our new home. Working with Brad Wax was really great. We only had kind of a vague idea of what we wanted back here. We knew we wanted to kind of extend the living space into the back, but what it ought to look like, we really didn't know. And so Brad was able to come up with a great landscape design, and the software that he used was really great to kind of give us a real solid picture of what it ought to look like and what it could look like. The rendering on the software that Brad did is almost exactly like the actual landscape that's been completed in the back. Part of the process that really impressed us was you could select a day of the year and see how the sun was going to shine on the house. And so Brad showed us what July 4th, 2025 was going to look like back in April or March when we were talking about this. And now we just experienced our first July 4th here at the house, and it was just wild to be able to see it on the software and then be able to experience it on the 4th. And yeah, the landscape design is almost identical to what we started out with in the renderings. So many of the ideas that are built into the landscape were not Julie and I's idea, it was Brad's thoughts of how this should be developed. The process was really smooth. We spent some time with Brad just talking through the design, the plants that would be used, the materials that we wanted to use. Went through a process of what is the cost going to be, what is the schedule going to be like. We got on the calendar and the crew came out here and went to work. Pretty much every day we had the crew out here working on some aspect of the plan. You get to know those guys pretty well over that period of time, and so you see the project take shape, and you're trying to make it easy on your neighbors too as you do these things. And I think ground builders did a good job taking care of my neighbors' concerns. And then you get to the end when you're checking the final items off the list to completion. We're also really excited about the lighting. We got a lot of lighting throughout the landscape, from the spots that light up the wall and all the path lighting, and then the water features are really highlighted in a cool way, and it really does allow you to feel like you're at home out here in the space in the evening. The front of the house has a lot of color incorporated into it, reds and oranges, and so we've got a really great water feature boulder out by the front door that runs all the time and just gives a nice sound and a nice presence out in the entry area. And so we love the design out there. A lot of people who drive by slow will comment and wave and say that they like it. Julie and I would just express our thanks to Brad and the team for being patient with us throughout the process. We were probably kind of picky. We really wanted it to be perfect, and think they wanted it to be perfect too. It was really fun working together and seeing it all come into focus. I know Salvador, who was in charge of our crew, was constantly consulting the plan and make sure that it all was lining up correctly, and so they did great. And I know there were things that had to get moved around a few different times, and I think they were just patient with us, worked really hard with us to get a great result, and we're super thankful to them.